In today's video, I am going to explain muscle anatomy around ischium and myofascial connection. This is where ischium is. It's very prominent bone. This bone is also known as sit bone, right? There are numerous muscles attaching around ischium. So first muscle groups, what I'm going to talk about is this one. This is hamstrings. Hamstrings, there are 3 muscles in hamstrings. I want to focus on 2 muscles in this video. This one going to lateral and this one going to medial. The blue one is biceps femoris. And yellow one is semitendinosus. Why am I focusing these 2 muscles? Because these guys attach to this ligament. This is sacrotuberous ligament. Sacrotuberous ligament. Then the last one. This one is semimembranosus. All 3 muscles attached to ischium, particularly this is ischial tuberosity. Of course, semimembranosus attaches to ischium. However, biceps femoris and semitendinosus attach to sacrotuberous ligament. This is very important. Why is that? Because from hamstrings, it is believed there is myofascial connection to sacrotuberous ligament, to sacrum, to lumbar spines, thoracic spines, cervical spines, and all the way up to head. You can find this kind of myofascial connection from the book called Anatomy Trends. Anatomy Trends. This is very famous book. You can look up that. Okay, from anatomy book. Myofascial connection from hamstrings, it goes to ischial tuberosity, then 2 muscles go to sacrotuberous ligament, then you can go up to all the way up to head. I don't think the book says these 2 muscles attached to sacrotuberous ligament. However, it's good to know. If you know this anatomy, you can apply this myofascial connection for so many things, like for stretching, exercise, weight training. Knowing anatomy is very important for many things. Okay, this is hamstrings, sacrotuberous ligament, and axial skeleton, right? This is very important. Now let's go to a little bit deep part of pelvis. This is like a kind of review from previous video. You are looking pelvis from outside. This is pubis, and this is ischium. This is hamstring. You just looked. This is hamstring. This is ischium. Okay, next muscle I want to focus is adductor muscle, particularly adductor magnus. Adductor magnus is very wide muscle. Its attachment is pubis and ischium. Because it's very wide muscle, it crosses to 2 bones, pubis and ischium. Then what kind of myofascial connection is there? You can follow myofascial connection from adductor to pelvic floor. So this is like a quick review from last video. Adductor muscles to pelvic floor. So if adductor muscle gets tight, that may affect for pelvic floor. Vice versa, if pelvic floor gets tight, that may affect for adductor muscles. So this is like a very deep connection. If you think about pubis connection, it's usually from adductor to pelvic floor. But if you know anatomy of adductor magnus, you can reach from ischium to pelvic floor. Of course, there is pelvic floor deep inside of ischium. Pelvic floor is also broad muscle. If some myofascia is tight around ischium, that of course affects for pelvic floor. Very important. Okay, this is number 2, adductor muscles and pelvic floor. Then let's go to a little bit minor connection. Now, sacrotuberous ligament is removed. I want to focus on these muscles. There are 6 deep muscles in the hip. This is deep lateral rotators. deep lateral rotators or deep lateral rotator of hip. I want to focus on this muscle, this tiny muscle. This is gemellus superior. Origin of gemellus superior is this tiny bony prominent. This is ischial spine. Ischial spine, it's a little bit tiny bony prominent. Ischial spine. Then you find there is another ligament here. This is sacrospinous ligament. Sacrospinous ligament. By the way, you don't see sacrotibialis ligament. Then, if you dissect that deep to sacrotibialis ligament, you find sacrospinous ligament. This is slightly deep ligament. Oh my gosh, sacrospinous ligament. This ligament connects ischial spine and sacrum. What kind of muscle is there around ischial spine? Gemellus superior. So what is function of gemellus superior? That is hip external rotation. If this muscle gets tight, this tightness may affect for this ligament because they are very close each other. But how about other muscles? Isn't gemellus inferior close to ischial spine? Yes, it's close. It's very compact area, and gemellus inferior may affect for sacrospinous ligament. However, gemellus superior is closer to ischial spine and sacrospinous ligament. I was just looking at anatomy book and looking at attachment of these muscles. I noticed, gemellus superior, that attaches to ischial spine. Wait a minute, there is ligament, sacrospinous ligament. So I just found out this relationship. So maybe this theory can affect for hip movement, sacral movement, and pelvic movement. I believe this is quite interesting connection. So in today's video, I explained muscle anatomy around ischium plus important myofascial connection. If you liked today's video, please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. See you next video.